Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Ryan Geertsma.
And I'm Liz Waid. Spotlight uses a special English method of broadcasting. It is easier for people to understand no matter where in the world they live.
A car is driving quickly down the road in Nigeria. Another car is chasing it. A person in the second car pulls out a gun. Dr. Dora Akunyili is in the first car. She told the story of this shooting to the BBC.
My car was shot from behind on 26 December 2003. The bullet went through my cloth headscarf. It passed through the glass windscreen of the car, leaving my hair burnt.
Dr. Akunyili was the Director General of Nigeria's National Agency for Drug and Food Administration. This organization works to make sure that the food and medicine in Nigeria is safe. The people who shot at Dr. Akunyili make and sell counterfeit medicine. Akunyili was working to stop their business in counterfeit drugs.
Counterfeit or false drugs do not come from real drug companies. They are illegal copies of real medicines. They look like real drugs, but they do not heal people. In fact, they may make people more sick. But it is difficult to judge a false drug from a real one. So why are these drugs so dangerous? Today's Spotlight is on the problem of counterfeit drugs.
Some experts say that in Nigeria, up to half of the medicine is not real. Dr. Akunyili saw that this was a huge problem for her country. But she also had a personal reason to fight against these counterfeit drugs. Her younger sister suffered from diabetes. She had to take medicine every day. But Akunyili's sister took some counterfeit medicine. She became very sick and died. Dr. Akunyili told the BBC,
Counterfeit drugs are murder. It is the highest form of terrorism against public health, because it kills a mass amount of people.
Counterfeit drugs contain the wrong substances. Many counterfeit drugs are filled with things that do not cost a lot of money, like flour for making bread. Even worse, counterfeit drugs may contain harmful things like brick dust, paint, or even poison.
Sometimes counterfeit drugs do have medicine in them. They may contain a completely wrong kind of medicine. Some counterfeit drugs contain the right medicine, but the amount of medicine is not correct. The drugs may have too little or too much medicine.
In the worst cases, counterfeit drugs can lead to death. Experts say that more than 100,000 people die every year from false drugs. This problem is very large. There are examples from all over the world. 84 children in Nigeria died from counterfeit teething medicine. Counterfeit cancer drugs affected hundreds of women in the United States. In Panama, 200 people died from poison in a false drug.
There are no international laws governing medicine, so it is difficult for governments to stop people from selling counterfeit drugs. It is difficult to even discover who is selling them. This is especially true when people buy drugs over the internet. Medicine is often sold at low prices on internet websites. People can order it without having to go to a doctor, but the drugs may not be real.
At first, it is difficult to understand why people sell counterfeit drugs. Why would anyone want to harm sick people? But people can make a lot of money producing and selling counterfeit drugs. It is similar to the illegal drug trade. And in some ways, it is easier to sell counterfeit medication than illegal drugs.
Drug companies are trying to stop people who produce counterfeit drugs. They put particular symbols on the real drug packages. When people see these symbols, they can know that the drugs are real. But this does not always stop people from making counterfeit drugs. Some counterfeiters put symbols on false packages too. Stephane Proux works at Shokio Malaria Research Unit in Mae Sot, Thailand. He has been studying malaria medication there for 10 years. Proux told NPR,
"In the early days, it was easy to judge the false drugs from true. The symbols on the package of bad drugs were really badly done and very rough. You could see straight away that it was not real."
However, this changed in 2004. Since then, the counterfeiters have improved. They now make very good symbols. It is very difficult to know which drugs are real and which are counterfeit.
People in some countries are finding modern ways to help people buy real drugs. In India, a company named Pharmasecure has one solution. They print codes of numbers and letters on real drugs. When people buy medicine, they look at the code. They use their mobile phone to text this code to Pharmasecure. Then, Pharmasecure sends a text message back. This tells them if the medicine is real and safe to take.
People have also started using a similar texting system in Nigeria. Dr. Dora Akunyili, finished her term with the Food and Drug Administration in 2010. However, she made a big difference. She closed down markets where people sell illegal medicines, and the number of counterfeit drugs in Nigeria has decreased. Dr. Akunyili continues to educate people around the world about counterfeit drugs.
Interpol, the International Police Agency, is also joining the work to stop counterfeit drugs. They are trying to find the people who make and sell counterfeit drugs. They are working with companies that make real medicine. Together, they hope to decrease the amount of counterfeit drugs, and they hope to teach people more about this problem.
Other groups are also working to educate people about counterfeit drugs. The World Health Professions Alliance provides education for medical workers and individuals. They tell people how to avoid counterfeit drugs. We close today's program with their ideas.
Look carefully for anything about medicines that is unusual or different. Watch for the effect of the medicine. If treatment fails or has an unexpected effect, it may be counterfeit. Find out as much information as possible about the product. Look at its packaging, what substances are in it, and how to use it. Where did you buy the product? Find out whether it was purchased from a known and dependable place.
The writer and producer of this program was Rena Dam. The voices you heard were from the United States and the United Kingdom. All quotes were adapted for this program and voiced by Spotlight. You can listen to this program again and read it on the internet at www.radioenglish.net. This program is called Counterfeit Drugs, Dangerous Medicine.
You can also leave your comments on our website. Or you can email us at radio@radioenglish.net. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search for Spotlight Radio. We hope you can join us again for the next Spotlight program. Goodbye.